jungle.
Hello, this is Podtopia, a podcast club held by the English Writing and Communication Center of the University of Macau. Each Wednesday, 12 UM students, together with the Writing Center tutors, will discuss and also share some of the podcasts they listened to in the past week. The topics include student life, mental health, and well-being, etc. This is Molly.
This is Kate.
This is Christina.
This is Stella. Stay tuned to our program.
Hello and welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. In this episode, we wrap up our key takeaways from the podcast on procrastination, perfectionism, and goal setting. We start with our Podtopia members sharing one resolution or goal they want to achieve this year, 2025. Then, we moved into a forum discussion exploring the reasons behind procrastination, strategies to overcome it, how to set achievable goals, and ways to balance life when facing multiple tasks.
And my goal is same with Emily. And I also want to read more books because in high school I always think use free time to relax instead of reading something. And when I get college, I think I have free time many times to read the books that I'm interested in. But actually I'm concentrate on other electronic like phone, iPad. And this time I hope to achieve a goal to read more books, but I don't have more detailed things about this goal. So I think I need to concentrate on like every week I need to read how many times. Make it detailed easier to achieve it.
I would like to keep it, but I will start drinking more water every day rather than sitting many exercise for one day.
I want to pause our about 7 point in this year because I want to exchange next year. So that's thing I do. That's all.
Okay, for my New Year resolution, I think it's not so big and not so tough. I just want to do whatever I want to legally, as long as I'm happy. Yes, and in May this year, I had an exam about the language level. So I hope I can pass this exam. That's it.
For me, I want to organize my reference management system this year, and also I have to pass
IELTS.
Yeah.
For exchange program or master.
I want to apply for PhD.
Oh, PhD.
Yeah, so I need.
For me, I have to finish my essays at the end of April. Yes.
Well, I have many resolutions in this year really, but most importantly, I want to improve my oral English. Like I want to speak it naturally. Just do not think it twice. Easily every time.
The one goal for my 2025 I want to share is I want to try 10 local cuisine in Macau before the end of the semester. It's quite specific and it's quite really relevant because I love food. And for the time-bound version, it's before the end of the semester. And I think it's gonna a very fun way to push me to go out and maybe have some good relationship with my friends to eat delicious food together. Yeah, that's all.
For me, firstly, I would like to improve my GPA, but as you know, for us, the professors have the right to determine your GPA. So whatever. And secondly is I would like to publish an essay, but I'm very busy and tired, so maybe I cannot achieve this goal. And thirdly is I would like to apply a PhD degree, but maybe this is the goal for the next year. Who knows? And the fourth one, and it is the most important part, is I would like to pass the examination of A2 level of Portuguese. In fact, at the beginning of the year, the goal is pass examination of B1, but as you know. Okay, finish. Thank you very much.
I would like to say I want to get in touch with a supervisor and get into the research group, and I want to do some research with the supervisor to help my postgraduate applications. I think it's earlier the better.
I want to try camping and hiking with my friends, but I still haven't planned it yet.
It's quite interesting. We share about 1 or 2 goals of this year, and there's always a but. Okay, so let's move to the big discussion forum. One, Gemma in the psychology of your 20s mentions that once you write down 2 or 3 goals, you need to reframe them into something that's based on your own character, not just your ambitions. Instead of saying that I want to run a marathon, say I'm somebody who runs a lot. Or instead of saying that I want to make more friends, say that I'm sociable. This kind of statement actually can spur better action. So to what extent do you think it can help you better achieve your goal? Actually, it's the same idea that my group members share with me. From a book, it's the bestseller book called Automatic Habit. If you read about it. Yeah.
It's a fantastic book.
But do you have something to share with this idea, or you think it's a good one to help us change our mindset and help us focus more on our task?
I think this idea is something like that very popular study mode named princess study mode. It means pretend that you are a princess or a prince, that you need to manage your country, and study is the way to be a good management.
Yeah, because I think just now during the small discussions, quite a lot of you also mentioned how you set goals is like breaking a big goal into small different habits so that you can do it consistently. And I think that this is also a similar idea. So for example, like let's make it into numbers. Numbers is always clearer. So if I said one of the goal this year is to save money, so this is a very unclear goal because I don't know how much I'm saving. So how can you do it based on your own personality, or maybe like you can measure how much is your income, because income of everyone will be very different. Okay, probably if you say saving 10,000 each month will be a lot for example like students or who are doing just a part-time. But if you say if I have an income, for example like I have 30,000 each month, then maybe it is all right for us to save 10,000 each month. So try to be more precise on your goal so that you know how you can measure whether you have achieved it or not. Any other thoughts?
Yes, for this argument, I want to show an argument they mentioned in the episode. They just said, I want to be healthier. Instead, we can see that I'm somebody who values health in that episode. Yes. I also looked in depth about the book Atomic Habits, wrote by James Clear, right? Yes. Actually, its full name should be Tiny Changes, Remarkable Results. That's something before, after the name. And they also argued a lot about our habits. They approved 4 laws. The first law is make it obvious, make our habit obvious. The second is make it attractive. The third is make it easy. Fourth. The last is make it satisfying. In a word, your habits shape your identity. Yes, vice versa. I think this argument is really insightful. Yes, I really like that.
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll move to the forum discussion 2. Forum discussion 2.
Oh, so
yeah, okay.
So in Work Life with Adam Grant, the creator points out that procrastination is not about avoiding work itself, but it is about avoiding feelings or negative emotions. So the goal of overcoming procrastination is to defeat the feelings of insecurity, failure, or anxiety. And I want to ask, how much do you agree with this? And from the podcast you listened to, have you discovered any strategies to overcome procrastination? Like the idea of emotional regulation.
I want to share a strategy like procrastination, like they always affect us, like for some negative feelings. But I think we can focus more on the task itself, but not judge ourselves. If we didn't finish the goals, do not say, "Oh, I'm lazy." Just focus on your timeline. It's not valuable, or you can rearrange your timeline. Do not judge ourselves. And I think we are good enough, so we focus on the task itself. It's more efficient.
Yeah, I feel quite related to that. I want to share an example of myself. Like every time I went to the library, when I sit down and start to think about what should I do next. Every time when I just think about it, I would start playing my phone, and I try to change another strategy. Like every time when I sit down, I would start to do some dull work, like just copy and paste immediately. So I think it would really effective and efficient to help me to get into the study mood. Then I will worry about my phone or any other attractive thing. And
about me, I think I'm more care about the emotion. So I try to make the emotion as a positive one to push me to achieve this goal. Like for example, I said I want to read more books, and I think I need to set a numbers or the numbers of time to let me know I can achieve it or not. Or just set up a reading habit. It's not actually my goal. And about the positive emotions, I think I will set a prize after I achieving the goals. Like I finish one books and I'm praise myself to have things I like, or to take a big meal. That make me more positive to participate in the goals to achieve it. Yeah, and also at first I also nervous about failure. So maybe at first I set up small goals that which is easy to achieve. That's similar to your way. Yeah.
And sometimes we need to prepare the backup plan. For example, if I'm a person who wants to lose weight, and then if today I get up at 6, I may visit the swimming pool. If I get up at 7, then I may go to the gym. And if I get up at 9 or at 10, I may walk back to my office. So sometimes maybe it's better for us to prepare more the alternatives, just in case something unexpected happens.
I agree with the point, because I think yes, For myself, procrastination is caused by the negative emotions, and also I'm scary of the failure too. So for me, I think the first step to break this circle is negotiate with our emotions, with our negative emotion, and forgiving ourselves. But I think this process doesn't mean we have to defeat this emotion, because for me, defeat is always a goal. So it can cause another stress for me too. So if I set another goal, maybe I will keep going on procrastination. So I think defeating those negative emotions is not so good. It's just forgiving ourselves and understanding the reason why we go on procrastination. And that is my point.
I agree with that. For me, I disagree with this point. Because for me, that procrastination is really a fear of the hard work. It's not the really hard work, but the hard work in my image. When I start work, I found that the work is much easier than I image. So I think I'm afraid of the work itself.
Yes, when I listened to this episode, I'm really impressive for these words. And actually, we are not so lazy about our work. Actually, we are so lazy about our feelings, especially for the negative feelings. When we feel stressed and depressed, and sometimes when we feel unhappy, then we will refuse to do anything. And also, I'm really like this episode, so I did a lot of further search about the further information about the procrastination. Yes, I gathered 5 types. They divided according to different criteria. And here I want to contribute more knowledge beyond our episode. Yes, here we have 5 types. The first is the dreamer. That means we get lost in a lot of ideas. Sometimes we just think a lot, but no action. Yeah. The second one is the perfectionist. They also mentioned in 3 episodes in that. That means we need everything to be perfect. The third one is overdoer. Doer means we take too much, a lot of tasks on our plate. The fourth is the warriors. Warriors means we worry about the risks. We refuse to undertake any risk if we fail in our exam or something like that. The last one is mixed. That means sometimes we don't want to follow others' orders or something, and sometimes we also wait for the last second to deliver our essays or something like that. Yeah, this is the 5 types according to their criteria. We can think about which one we belong to. Yes.
By procrastination, and if you don't want to, I think the negative emotions is come from when we don't want to face the failure. To solve this problem, I think that we can just focus on the growth mindset rather than the outcomes.
I think someone to share. Actually, I think we can shorten the time, the things we need to do. Before the deadline, maybe you have 5 times, just 5 days, just to make it. When at the 3rd days, you can start like that, because there have some research to indicate that when you have the more things to do and the less time, you will productive. So I think for me it's a very good solution for me to do the things.
Personally, procrastination is so much related to perfectionism. Like I expect every process of doing the task, it would be smooth or it would just be one try, and usually I won't really expect that there will be kind of repetitive processes that I need to work out a lot of unexpected difficulties. But when you grow up and when you're kind of facing more challenging tasks, I think the nature is that things won't be that easy as you imagine. Yeah, and one of the lessons that I learned from my undergraduate is that, because I know that I procrastinate in writing a lot, so by that time I will actually try to wanted to book a consultation with the writing center. The goal is not really to get advice, but to get myself to the center and try to finish the work a bit earlier. Yeah. So this is my strategy of overcoming.
And I heard quite interesting strategy is that using the if-then. For example, if just like the story you share, it's quite common context for us when we get everything ready and we go to library. Then somebody texts us, and then we can see the WeChat notification. Immediately, we will jump to the app and try to chat with our friends for the following 2 or 3 hours. So the if-then, that means if now I'm in the library and want to check my notification, set a 10-minute timer. Yeah, maybe after 10 minutes, then I need to just throw my phone away and go back to your study or your something that you want to work on.
I'm using WeChat on my laptop instead of my computer. I'm not computer, I'm on phone. Because if I go to the phone and reply to the message, I will probably go to Instagram.
Yeah. So if nobody want to share, we will move to the third question.
So now let's come to the last questions for the discussion. So in another podcast, the speaker actually mentioned one very meaningful line, is that I love to ramp up the time I spend with friends and doing fun things, because I think it's really important to work hard and study. But at the same time, life is short and we should really make the most of it and spend the time with people we care about and doing things that we love. So reflecting on this, how can we balance goal setting and productivity with needs to enjoy life and prioritize meaningful relationships, especially when procrastinations or perfectionism gets in the way? So sometimes I do find it very relatable, because I think for nowadays we are all working very hard. Sometimes it really get busy. We might start working when we wake up and then all the way until when we sleep. So we may be lacking some important people. Maybe we didn't leave some time to talk with our parents or with our family members, or we didn't spend enough time to, for example, go to the gym. Yeah, this is also very important for us. So yeah, actually I'm seeing myself. Yeah, so I do find it relatable. So I also want to see how is your thought or any strategies to that.
Okay, let me pick this up. Okay, so for me as a mom and as someone who was taking masters before, this was 2 years ago, and I have a child, I have to work as well, so I have to balance all these 3 things. There are a lot of things that I have to do in my workplace. There are a lot of things that I need to submit from my masters. At the same time, I have to spend time with my child. So, it's very important to develop relationship with other people, especially your family members and also your friends, right? So how did I balance all these things? Of course, when I was at the workplace, I tried to finish all work-related activities in the workplace so that I don't bring work home. And then for my masters as well, I know that my mind would work well at 10 o'clock in the evening until 2 o'clock in the morning, so I devote that time only purely for my masters. So I don't do my masters during daytime when I am with my kids. So in that case, I could be more productive in a sense that I know that that's the most productive time for me to write for my masters. And then at the same time, I allot other times for my family and for my baby. So it's more of identifying which time you are more productive to do this thing, and then devote that time for that. Because otherwise, if I will force myself to do things during daytime, I would just be wasting my time instead of focusing more on my interpersonal relationship with others.
I can totally relate to that too because, well, I should have been there, but I'm still there because now I'm also a PhD student. So, sometimes when I need to work in the morning, I would prefer to come back a little bit later during morning time because we start work at 9. Maybe I will come back here probably 1 hour earlier at 8. Then I will spend that 1 hour probably like enjoying my coffee while I'm working on my thesis at the same time. And then for the other day I will be focusing on work. And then I will try my best to finish all the work during the working hours so that I don't bring any works back home.
It's more like from YouTube story. I think it's better for us to form a daily routine or weekly routine. That means we need to do specific tasks in a regulated time. So do you have some idea or method to deal with the multitasks?
I got an idea from the episode, actually. It's really useful when I listen that intensively. And they give us an idea. We often procrastinate less when we have more on our plate. That means if we have limited time, we will push ourselves to be busy to deal with a lot of tasks simultaneously. Yes, and also there is old saying about that. If you want something done, give it to a busy person. When I heard this sentence, I feel so upset. Actually, I have no idea to this word. But when I searched more information about this sentence, I got the answer. I want to share all that to all of you. The underlying principle is they can, for the busy man, yes, they can often more organized, efficient, and skilled at managing their time. Therefore, they are more likely to find a way to fit in additional work or task and complete it successfully. That's the reason behind this argument. Yes. So I got a lot of inspiration from this word. So I also I did, because this morning I also made my own plan about my essays. So I follow their suggestion and do the step one by one and go to the details with the deadline and a lot of ideas from the second episode about the SMART goal. SMART goal is an acronym about 5 letters. The first is specific, the second is manageable, the third is attainable, and R is realistic. Yes, the last one is SMART, about time. So we have different types to state the one goal with detailed information. That's my idea. I think this episode really.
Because I think one important point here is that time is always fair for everybody. We all have only 24 hours, and in order to be healthy, we all have to reserve 6 to 8 hours for sleeping. So how you arrange the other time, then I think that's the key point here. Because like Christina also mentioned that she's more awake during nighttime, and I'm more awake during daytime. So how we balance it?
I feel like I already the points that if you want something down, then give a basic person. Take myself like for example, before the midterm begin, I don't want to do anything. Don't want to study, don't want to listen. But when my last midterm is Tuesday, and I have to start my studies on weekend, and also I have a midterm tomorrow. So I have to study, but I don't think it's very hard, but very meaningful, and I think I'm enjoyable.
Besides this, and I have a failure example for the balance of meaningful things and our growth, and this example is very not enjoyable, like our colleagues have said. Because before they come to this university, I have a job, and in this job I need to work for 14 hours a day, and I go to my company on 7 o'clock, and 7:20 I need to sign my name, and we all know this, sign name, and then during the work time, we cannot have our personal phone, and so because the company need us to focus on our jobs, and the strength and the pressure of my job is very, very high, and the break time in the lunch is just 50 minutes, and during this time I need to have my lunch and take a little nap, and after that I can go home maybe after 9 o'clock. This is just a little part of my job, and as a result, I have no time with my family, my girlfriends, and my friends. I think it's very, very tired. And when I just finish my job, I would like to. The only thing I would like to do is relax and sleeping. So, of course, I quit this job. Because, so I just would like to say, if you find a goal is very difficult to achieve, and it have a bad influence on your life and your life balance, just give up it. Between 12 hours to 14 hours, because begin from the 7 o'clock a.m. to the 8 or 9 o'clock p.m. Maybe just 12, but sometimes I go home at 10 o'clock because I should go away on business.
It's not our fault sometimes. It's just that work is too heavy. How can you manage your time? How do you have a kind of well-balanced life?
Yeah, but in fact, this job, we cannot achieve this.
Actually, that story reminds me of one of my professors, and she is also one of the reasons why I started paying attention to time management. Because back then, she was already a professor, and imagine a professor in university, sometimes they have evening class too, which means that she needs to work from 9 to 10 in the evening. But then she is also a mother, she has a daughter, and then she's also a wife. But then, from time to time, I see them having sharing photos about them going to traveling, they are going to dinner, they are going to movie nights together, and then by that time I asked her, like, how did you manage to do all this stuff? You are having different roles in you. And then she told me that, well, because traveling is a very big part of the family, and then even though when they are going to traveling, she will bring along with her computer, and then she will wake up at 5 in the morning, start working on her thesis, because by that time she's also a PhD student. And then she will start working on her thesis and research, and then all the way when her daughter and husband wake up, and then they will start going out. Yeah, so I think that is very crazy. But she is still my role model, I still cannot do that.
I think that balance is very important. I think sometimes you cannot really procrastinate doing fun things.
Mm-hmm.
For example, like we think reading academic papers are very important, and we always kind of prioritize those things on the reading list.
Yeah.
But think about how long haven't you been kind of read a whole book?
Mm-hmm.
Like to read on your leisure.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I think. Yeah, sometimes if you really prioritize one thing and think you cannot really procrastinate on one stuff, you might, lose the balance at some point, and one day you will really regret that. Oh, actually, if I read 10 pages one day, I might be kind of a different person.
I heard an idea and find it's interesting that we should have several hours per week named date with yourself. And this time you can do anything you want. For example, this week I want to date with myself in a park, so I just do it. Or next week I'm so busy for my studies, so I date with myself in library. So this free time gives you time to give a less time for you to work or enjoy your life.
We can take it as a rewarding mechanism. After we accomplish certain steps of one goal, then give some time for you to have more me time.
And I think just put one thing in mind is that you can never finish your work. After you finish one task, there will be another task coming for you. So don't put all your attention and effort into work.
Yes, sometimes I think the human beings are so interesting because if we have too much work at the same time, we feel so stressed. But if we lose the work, we feel so boring sometimes. I think someone said that life swings like a pendulum, backwards and forwards, between the pain and boredom or something like that. In Chinese, 生活就像钟摆，有时候在无聊和痛苦中间摆来摆去。Yeah, we start like it. We start feeling.
Okay. Yes. And as for me, I think balancing between both of them means choose during a period of time which means more important to you and which you should do first. So I think I can make a regular plan. For example, a week we have weekdays and weekends, or 1 day for a circle, and 7 days or 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1. You know. Like this. And we when we are in weekdays, we put our studies or our work at first, and after our work or study, we can do things or date with our friends or just playing computer for several hours. And when we are in weekends, even though we have some work to work with, but we can control it in less than we do them in weekdays as much as possible, and enjoy our time ourselves. And because I am a person who is difficult in dealing with procrastination, I want to spend more time with my friends. I will ask them to make an appointment with me before weekend or 提前怎么说?
In advance.
Yes. And when she can ask if I have if I'm free at Saturday in Friday, and don't ask me. Let me think. I have a friend always likes to ask if I'm free in afternoon, Saturday evening, when that is in Saturday at Saturday afternoon. Which always confuses me because I have to make a decision. I have to be determined to go outside with my friend, even she's my important friend. But I also have to try to decide. Oh yes, I want to go outside this afternoon or this evening. So to deal with procrastination, I will ask her to make an appointment with me in at least 1 day before the appointment day. Yes, and that's always my strategy is to balance the life and work or study. Okay.
I also agree with Jane because for me, I think it is important to enjoy life with your friends and families. And also my strategy, one of my strategies is to also make an appointment, schedule my time with my friend in advance. For example, yesterday I asked my friend if they want to go to me to play squash. And they said yes. So I just booked the squash court today at 2 p.m. So I may make a great use before the time before 2 p.m. because I'm that kind of person who is more motivated if there is some stress for me, and in a limited time I can be more productive. So that's my strategy.
So maybe it's better to schedule a certain date or time in advance. But usually when I decide to hang out with my friend, we made the decision in a quite random way. Maybe just now I want to hang out and I just text her, let's go out and have fun. So it really depends, but sometimes it's all about the compromise. Or if you want to date with somebody and then you need to find a shared time slot. I want to have the spicy food, but he or she want to have maybe Cantonese food. Okay, so sometimes it's about compromise, but my takeaway message from their sharing is that schedule everything in advance.
I think sometimes, like, if you really agree with people's random plan, it kind of also means that you need that balance in your work. Like, because at that point you already cannot really prioritize your work. It means that it's probably the time that you need to take a break from it. Sometimes it works in that way, but sometimes not.
It's more like it seems to be random, but actually it follows certain rule.
Yeah.
Yes, for me, I think that for a lot of situations when we face the dilemmas, and we couldn't change the fact itself, but we can change our attitude toward it. So that's really essential. Because I faced a lot of terrible about my essay. When I want to make sure which topic I should choose as my final topic, I always feel so confused. And but when I heard this episode, yes, there is also a word really impressed me. She said, you should value your work, what you are doing now. So that makes sense really. During I'm reading the literatures, all the different articles, I felt this really fascinating actually. For example, my initial topic is migration. They talk a lot about why people they want to move from different places. That's a question, and a lot of arguments they talk about. They pursue the high salary individual, and also they appreciate their families because some family members they lived abroad, and the others they also mentioned they pursue the beliefs. For example, a lot of people they think that the U.S. has the best economic performance and the democratic ideology, so they purchase that. So this is different arguments. When I want to analyze something deeply, that's a very good way for me to understand it in details. So that's my feedback.
A big thank you to all our Podtopia members for your wonderful insights and to our listeners for tuning in. If any of these ideas resonate with you, feel free to leave a comment below. To close, here is a thought from one of our students. Life is like a pendulum, swaying back and forth between pain and boredom. So, take the time to understand yourself better and find a lifestyle that feels right for you. This is a foundation for exploring different ways to achieve your goals. See you next week.